The Radio Misfits Podcast Network.
The Honest Edit Podcast. Unpacking the truth about life's messes, one honest conversation at a time. With your host, Scarlett, the no-fluff, get-it-done mindset coach. And Holli, your go-to for all things practical, balancing chaos with compassion.
All right, welcome back to The Honest Edit. I'm your host, Scarlett Valenti with White Space Method, and I have my fabulous co-hosts over here, Holli with Organized DFW. And we're talking about a fun topic today that I love to coach clients on, and that's really how to give a home reset, whether that's weekly, daily, monthly, and then how to set that up for success.
Yay. Scarlett is the go-to on this. She's the routine queen. She's the one that keeps it. She has it all together all the time. I'm just
I don't know about that. I look like I have it together at all time.
I'm faking it until I make it here. But one of the cool things that Scarlett's done is that she's made some printouts and some actual stuff that you can take from her website and have like a tangible, here's how to make it happen. And that's what we're going to go over today. So I always like a Sunday reset before the week to just let my brain rest for a minute and do a little tidying the house. There's a lot of different methods to do that, to get like the kids involved, the partner involved. So I'm really actually interested in learning a few things here from Scarlett today. Because, you know, some days I have it together and some days it's total chaos.
So I like daily, again, you mentioned like routines. So I like daily routines that only take maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And I actually have like my guide right here for two purposes. One, I want to make sure that I'm delivering that particular information because we have several ways to do it. And two, even though we're coming on here, side tangent here, even though we're coming on here and we're talking in every single show, I want to make sure that we're giving the most accurate information. And if I have to sit here and stare and read at something, even though I created it, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to see more of us kind of have like a slew of paper on our desk as we speak, because we just want to make sure that we're getting to our point, we're giving clarity and give it to you straight.
Yeah.
And I just noticed
organized.
we have a pink computer, I have a pink cup, I'm wearing a pink freaking shirt, and we have pink microphones.
We like pink.
I actually don't like pink.
I know you don't.
That's the funny part. I don't like the color.
Well, I think it all works out really well.
It does.
I mean, it looks nice.
I feel very monochromatic.
I'm very cozied up in this like fur blanket that Scarlett had on her couch because for the first time in my life, I'm chilly.
Yeah, you need a hot flash right now.
I do.
You know, they never come
When
you need them. Yeah. You know, they come when it's 106 degrees outside and you're sweating, you're dying, and all you want to do is step into a deep freezer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That time.
All the time.
So tell us how we can reset our...
I kind of got a little ADD there. But yeah, so a home, again, I like the daily. You can literally do this 10, 15 minutes a day. And a lot of times, because I'll ask, like, do you want 2 resets? Do you want, like, I have one in the morning. And it starts my day. And then we have one as a family to end the day because we don't like dishes out on the counter. We don't like things on the dining room table. So we kind of do a 15-minute reset as well in the morning and in the evening. But I normally ask people, like, set a time that works for you. Majority of our clients pick in the evening, you know, because it's a little too hustle bustle in the morning. Everybody's trying to leave the house. Kids are trying to go to school. Parents are trying to go to work, you know, whatever. So it's usually like around like 7 o'clock after dinner, before bedtime. And again, it's that 15 minutes. Now, if you do want to involve your entire household and everybody can't do it at that same time, just set an expectation where, hey, at some point tonight, take 15 minutes and be a part of the reset. It doesn't need to be when I do the reset, but just at some point tonight.
Yeah. That probably would work well for teenagers.
Yeah, because my daughter works, now, and she works in the evenings. And so when she comes home, it's super duper late. I'm already usually in bed because I get up way too early. And so her 15-minute reset, yeah, it's a totally different time frame than, like, let's say my husband and I, or on Wednesdays I'm at dance. So I may not even do the reset. My husband does, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you need to just set a time that works for you and your family and just have some type of expectation.
So tell us what's in the reset. What do we do?
So within the reset, well, first you need to pick spaces. Not everything is going to get touched on a daily basis. So you might have, like for me, my kitchen and my living room and the dining room's in the middle. It's really all just one space. It's not closed off. I live in a townhome, so it's a little bit smaller. And for me, my calm space is just that. It is the kitchen. It's mostly the dining room. And then there really shouldn't be anything in my living room, just because I have an older child and we really don't do too much. We go to the living room to sit and watch TV. Our dining room is what piles up. So we basically Jonna will go and study, so she's got her books out and whatever. And then we have dinner time or, husband brings in the mail. So that's sitting on the counter. Mm-hmm. So it's really like that space, if it gets cluttered for me, drives me freaking nuts. And then I start to stress out. So that is my daily reset space, are the kitchen, the dining room, the living room. Then within those spaces, what are the tasks that you can do in 15 minutes that resets that space? It's not taking on an entire organizational project. It's not getting out, the mop right, and scrubbing the floor. It's a matter of, okay, where does the mail need to go once it comes in? What dinner items are being left out? Are there dishes in the sink? Can we wash those, rinse them, put them in the dishwasher, put them on the drying rack, whatever? What's in the living room right now? The blanket, does it need to be folded and put it in the closet? Do the pillows need fluffing? I probably fluff my pillows 80 times a day because I used to work for Pier 1 and I used to do all their displays. And if my pillows are thrown about and they're really too expensive for my household to begin with, I fluff them. Yeah, and I fluff them all day long. I do a little karate chop, and that helps me.
Whenever I'll reset the couch and put the pillows back and fold the blanket and make the couch look nice, it's like making the bed, right?
It's exactly like making the bed. So maybe for somebody else, their bedroom is that space of calmness. So that's my morning reset, is that the bed gets made. So at night, when I come in or if I'm walking in out of my bedroom, I had that morning reset. Mm-hmm. So then I walk into a calm space because the bed's made.
Yeah, I like that.
So it's like those small tasks that you can itemize and set a timer for 15 minutes.
So like the areas that get mostly cluttered, the like high traffic areas.
It really is the high traffic areas. It's really where you or your family spend the most time.
Right.
Like for me, my office can completely get out of whack and messy. And I mean, like right now, we basically run our podcast out of my office. I have a trunk in here because I don't know what the hell to do with it because it doesn't fit in the library anymore. I don't want to get rid of it. So I'm having to kind of like
storage space. Right?
It is amazing. It's like 110-year-old trunk. And it's really cool. And I don't want to get rid of it, but I don't know what the hell to do with it. Yeah. So it's just taking up space, cluttering my office. But it doesn't bother me because my office is a space that I might do a reset weekly or monthly. And it's very quick for me to do that. So it doesn't necessarily bother me that there are projects in here. So it's not a priority space for me.
Yeah. My office currently has a yoga mat down. A beading area. I think I also have my paints out. It's my craft / office room. So yeah, I get that. So one of our things that we do for a reset is we give Max a basket, the 5-year-old, and we have him go and pick up all of his toys. And we do that at night before bedtime or maybe before dinner time. But we try to do that every day just to, especially with him being, when he's out of school and things, like the house just gets more messy because we're home. But definitely like putting things back where they live. That's kind of how I describe, like, okay, let's go put the lunchbox in your nap mat by the door. Let's clean up the shoes by the drop zone by the front door. So just going by and doing a little tidy. And so that's like for your space. What about for your mind?
Well, I think it gives a lot of clarity for your mind. And I believe if you set up those tasks and every day or weekly, whichever subject you're talking about, in this circumstance, we're talking daily, you don't really have to think. You just already know, okay, I'm going to wipe down the appliances. And these are things that I do in my priority spaces. So wipe down the appliances, wipe down the counter, because I have a granite countertop and you really can't see if it's dirty or not.
Yeah.
So we just make a point to wipe it down regardless. We got to sweep daily. It's actually a part of the morning routine for my household because the dog has really long blonde hair and it looks like tumbleweeds going across my dark wooden floors. And I don't even know how that dog still freaking has hair because you could literally make a new dog every day with what he sheds. I just don't even, this is after brushing him. It's not like I'm neglecting brushing him or grooming him.
Very well taken care of.
He's very spoiled. And still, yeah,
It's a lab. That's why, right? Or golden?
No, he's a lab.
He's lab.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the film Marley and Me? That's what we have.
Yeah.
We have Marley. He's a freaking nightmare. He's very, very sweet, but he's super hyper. I'm fairly certain that there's a YouTube video somewhere of when I took him to puppy training school. And this poor older lady who was like the trainer of PetSmart. And she had to have been like 87 and she was so frail. But she had this brilliant idea of taking all the dogs out of like this like little arena pen area and seeing where I don't know, their skill sets were or their listening abilities are. And I'm thinking to myself, this is an awful idea. And she wanted to do a release and a catch. So you would release your dog and she would call the dog, which she's at the end of the store, with a treat and seeing if they would come to her. And I'm thinking to myself, this is not going to go well for me. And it didn't. I don't even know what happened. She called him and it was like he was charging out of the freaking gate. And I didn't even get a moment to unleash him from my grasp. So when he lunged and took off, I took off with him. And I actually ended up taking out one of those cardboard stands that's like 6 feet tall, full of treats. And so I'm lying there like this in all of these smelly treats. And the cardboard thing, I mean, forget it. Like, I took it out. There was no rebuilding that sucker. So I'm laying there. Everybody else is not quite sure whether to help me or to laugh or to video. And then the dog completely bypassed her. And he's now running amok through PetSmart. You've got 2 younger guys chasing after him. He now thinks this is a game.
Yeah.
He's picking up toys, treats. He's having a gay old time. Meanwhile, I'm still laying at a and yeah, I'm just laying there. So then we proceeded to go home, and he watched me drink a bottle of wine that night. And I'm fairly certain she only gave him a certificate of completion just so he wouldn't come back.
Yeah.
That was our puppy training school moment.
And we have to clean up after him every day.
Every day. He's a part of the reset.
That is a great story.
Slobbery and hairy and fun and loves to spread the joy of his fur. So that was my PetSmart. I'm on YouTube somewhere.
I'm going to look for that.
If you see it, please send it to me because I want to know how that worked out. Because I just laid there.
I know I have 2 dogs and they definitely derail me all of the time. And so it's hard for, like, anytime I go in the laundry room, they think they're going to get fed. And so, I'm in the middle of doing laundry and trying to flip it or get a stain out or whatever. And they're like sitting there begging. and I have to like stop and love on. I'm like, no, it's not time yet, but here's a treat, all of the things. So
Yeah.
they're like 5-year-olds too.
Oh, mine's like Peter Pan's shadow.
Yeah.
He just follows me everywhere.
I
I can't turn around without bumping into him or saying move or get out the way or oh my God or I'm sorry or he stepped on my foot.
Since mine are little, I just have to learn how to shuffle or I'll like step on one of them.
I literally had a Mastiff. He was almost 200 pounds and he was a piece of furniture. He did not get in the way. He didn't do anything. He just laid there all day. He was the most amazing dog I think I ever had. Slobbery. Very slobbery. But a good puppy.
Nap, if you can hear us, we still love you.
Yeah, I think he's literally wanting another door right now. So if you do hear some like banging, that is Napoleon.
Yep. That's it. Back to the routine. Tell us.
So I mean, that's it. I mean, you need to just highlight your priority spaces. You need to communicate with your household on what that looks like for you. And they're, of course, going to have input. And maybe they have a different space than you. You can always divide and conquer if need be. And then outline what makes that space manageable. So what is the reset? What tasks you need to do to make that happen? And then I encourage weekly, let's go with Sunday, to check in. What's working, what's not working. And it could be just an easy 5-minute conversation.
Right.
As you're resetting, as you're doing the dishes, while you're eating dinner, it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can literally just be, hey, I noticed when we were doing the reset, this week that this particular task is not working for me. Or maybe we need to organize this so it's a little bit easier to accomplish whatever that looks like. Maybe it's a matter of you need some sort of area that helps you reset, and that could include wipes, it could include cleaning products, it could include a put away basket. Maybe you need those items somewhere so that your reset can be a bit more convenient, and that's the time that you can talk about it. And I love your idea of the putback basket, and we do bring that up often because it just helps kind of like gather everything up, put it in the damn basket, and then go walk about and put it, the items where they need to go. But maybe you don't have that yet. And you're like, man, I feel like I'm walking back and forth, or I'm picking up too much, I'm carrying too much, and it's just not working for me. Or there's all this crap that's like on 9 steps of the stairs because I don't want to go upstairs yet. So that's where you identify, things like the putback basket, that hack or that easy thing that makes the reset a lot more convenient and faster.
Like putting a laundry basket at the bottom of the stairs and everything goes in there and then it goes one up the stairs. Yeah, I like that. We have the basket for Max, and then we have usually like at night we'll clean up both of the areas by the doors where all the shoes get kicked off and all the things, and it just makes it feel better for the week. It makes it easier to get started on Monday morning. Usually on Sunday night, we will also have a conversation about the week, go through the calendar, what appointments are coming up, what activities do we have for the week.
Or meal prepping.
Like what are we going to
dinners? Or
cook for dinners? I had a girlfriend recently, they would always do meal prep on Sunday, and she's like, by Sunday, I just don't have it in me to do this. So they moved their meal prep to Wednesday, where she can do it while she has, some extra time at work, and it's not such a burden and on the weekend of like one more thing to do.
Right.
So I think moving those things that we have to do as adults around, like maybe like the mail sits in the mail slot until Friday night, and you're like, Friday night is my mail night.
Well, that starts getting into habit stacking.
Right.
It's like, what makes sense for this task to marry to another task that you're already doing in the time frame, right? And really identifying, I've talked about this before when I needed to take a new supplement and it was in the fridge, but all my other supplements were in the bathroom. And so I'd always forget about the one in the fridge. And by the time I come home, I'm not going to freaking take it because it's too late. I need to take it in the morning. So I literally just purchased one that did not need to be in the fridge so I can put it with the rest.
Right.
It's just bundling things that make sense, that go well together with something you're already doing.
I feel like not sometimes, but lately I've had a few clients and friends that are like, we have this space organized, but I'm having a hard time keeping it that way. And I'm like, well, that's your habit. Like we can change the space around to work better for you, but you also have to do the work. If you have like, this is going to live in here, and then you take it out and then you never put it back, it's not going to work for you.
Right.
It's not going to ever, like, you have to learn the habit of putting things back away, picking things back up. You have to work the system. It isn't just a magical, I mean, if you have a fairy magic wand, I'll gladly take it.
But that's so true. It's like you need to be able to, like, once a space is organized and you put all that work and effort into it, and it's not just all about us. Like, our clients work hand in hand with us, and it's a lot on them, and it's a lot of questions. It's a lot of going through things. It's a lot of prioritizing and talking ideas. I mean, you're putting in the work, regardless if you're working with us or you're doing a DIY. So why then wouldn't you figure out how to operate in that system and intentionally develop habits out of that so you can operate what you just work so hard on, and then just be mindful and intentional to do these things on a daily basis. Like, instead of kicking my shoes off and throwing my purse on the floor, I'm going to hang it on the hook and I'm going to put my shoes in the drawer. Just stop rushing around and take your time and intentionally do things.
I made a suggestion to a client the other day to have their housekeeper come and fold every piece of laundry in the house, because they both work from home. They both work very long long hours, and that the laundry just piles for them. And it's like, you never can get caught up. Like, even if you fold these 3 baskets, there's still more, right? So I said, hire someone to come help fold all the laundry and put it away. So at least all of that is out of the picture.
Yeah.
And then you can decide, then you can go through the pile on this surface and this surface. And so I think they're doing that this week. And I go back next week. So I'm very excited to see how that works. But yes, I know that that's not available to everyone, but maybe if there's just piles that you can't get to, hire a professional organizer, set aside, an hour a day to get it done. So you can get to that point where it's just easy to do a quick 15-minute reset and just put these things back. So we understand that it's not, super easy for everyone to just do this, because there might be another mess of stuff and problems and stuff that's not away. So
you have projects and you have resets.
Right.
So your projects could be monthly, it could be weekly. Everybody's schedule is different. And you could take on that project if you're a DIYer or if you're bringing someone like us in. And then you have your resets. You can have resets in a chaotic space to chip away, of the big projects too. It doesn't have to be like you're waiting to take on this big project. You organize everything, you declutter, you do all of, what you need to do in that space. And then out of it, you can create new habits with this system. But you can chip away too with these resets so that you're always moving forward and not waiting on this big, huge project to get done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can kind of run parallel with the fact that, I need to do this project. I need to clear out the space. I need to organize this closet, whatever. But at the same time, until you get to that point that you can do that project, you can run, again, parallel and do small resets and just take on a little extra. Maybe do the reset for 15 and you chip away at 5 minutes extra. So like 20 minutes total. It's less than a TV show.
Yeah. It's cool. Still productive. They're still getting stuff done.
Exactly. And I'm glad that you brought up the kind of like, close out the show here. But like, I'm glad you brought up housekeeping, because you really want to factor in who's helping you, whether it's a housekeeper, maybe your retired parents come by and they help you weekly. Factor in what they're doing as far as their task with your daily resets or your weekly resets, which are weekly resets to me are a little bit bigger of a project. It may be the mopping. It may be the more deeper cleaning task versus just wiping down a counter and putting away the mail. You just need to decide on a schedule. And I usually take like the month. So then you can break it down monthly, weekly, daily, and then put your resets in place. And then at that point, you can say, well, the housekeeper comes every other week and they do these things. That's either A, off my plate completely, or it's coinciding with the tasks that I'm doing daily. So things are manageable and they're kept up, And I believe I've got a sheet for housekeeping. And it's a guide on how to set up and identify their tasks versus what you and your family do.
And where do we find that?
So you can go to my website, and that's under, I just set it up. What is that under? I don't even know.
Go to the website.
Just go to the website. But yeah, I think it's under ebooks and guides. Like I have like its own like little tasks. I've been moving around my website a lot lately and changing like my branding. So I need to revisit that and figure out where the hell everything is.
But you'll be able to find it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And we'll put a link at the bottom of this video so that you're not just rummaging through my website trying to figure out where everything
is. But also rummage through because it's really beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you. I tried.
Well done.
I built it.
She built it.
So, yeah.
She's an organizer and a mindset coach and a mom and a website developer and a social branding, content.
I don't know. I think a business owner, we just wear 27 hats. Yeah. Every hour it's something different.
So pick your time to do your reset. Talk to your family about it. Assign tasks. Make sure you're also doing your Sunday like self-care or your relaxing thing, whatever that looks like.
It's working, what's not working.
And give yourself a little pat on the back for all the hard work that you did during the week so you can get ready for the Monday.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us, y'all.
Yeah. And tune in for next time.
Yeah. Talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.
The Honest Edit Podcast. Unpacking the truth about life's messes, one honest conversation at a time. With your host, Scarlett, the no-fluff, get-it-done mindset coach. And Holli, your go-to for all things practical, balancing chaos with compassion.